With Season 2 of Jujutsu Kaisen bringing back the beloved Toji Zen'in, I thought it would only be right if we talked about his character and delved deeper into his parallels with Maki, and ultimately discover how complex of a character Toji really is. Now, this analysis is not done entirely by me. It was recommended to me by someone far more well versed in Toji's narrative than I am. I'll link the original thread in the description, and I ask that you show them full support since they really cooked a 5-course meal with this one. Toji Fushiguro, the one who left it all behind. The parallels between the two outcasts of the Zen'in clan have already been pointed out plenty of times in canon. For example, they're both incredibly buff. However, I thought I would take a deeper look at both characters as they share both a role as the abused child that destroys the system that created them, and the same fatal flaw. The Ones Who Walk Away from Omelas is a 1973 work of short philosophical fiction about a summer festival in the utopian reality of Omelas, whose prosperity depends on the perpetual misery of a single child. The idea is written around the idea of a scapegoat, a reoccurring trope in stories where someone innocent is blamed or outcast for the mistakes of other characters. All this is to say that both Maki and Toji represent the archetype of the scapegoats of their generation, just like the child of Omelas. All of these problems in the Zen'in household are blamed on one child. This is something Aogi does to Maki directly, and also something Naoya recognizes as what the other members of the clan did to Toji. They were unable to face their own inferiority, so they blamed it on a scapegoat. Aogi blames his failures to become the head of the clan on his children. The entire clan is unable to recognize Toji's strength because it would make them question their traditionally held notions of strength. Toji requires the use of weapons and can fight without curse techniques, which means the curse techniques they were born with don't make them inherently better than other people. This is also related to Gojo's criticisms of Jujutsu society at large, of which the Zen'in household is a very toxic microcosm of. Gojo's critique is that the previous generation will sacrifice the lives of the younger generation to maintain their power, and in the name of pointless tradition. In the Zen'in family, tradition is the idea that inherited curse techniques determine a person's worth. Their entire system is built around 1. Keeping curse techniques in the clan, and 2. Passing down inherited curse techniques from father to child, which would go further to explain the treatment of women by the clan, but we're not getting into that this time. Basically, the peace and the superiority of the household are built on the idea of marking and scapegoating an outsider, that is, anyone who doesn't fit in with the clan's traditions. If you are not of the Zen'in clan, you are not a sorcerer, and if you are not a sorcerer, then you are not even human. That quote alone should explain how Maki and Toji were treated as subhuman monkeys by everyone around them. However, the story shows us by both Toji and Maki snapping how terrible these abusive power structures are. One person cannot handle all of that alone, so they snap. Of course they snap. It's not a sign of who Toji and Maki are as people, but rather how no one deserves to be treated that way. A major recurring theme in Jujutsu Kaisen is no one alone can take on the responsibility of everything. Not even Gojo, who's the strongest, can save everyone he wants to save, or be responsible for all those of society. He needs allies too. Toji and Maki, without allies, they snap and they lash out against the same abusive power structure that created them. They are so thoroughly othered by everyone around them that they embrace their own inhumanity. Maki becomes a weapon, bent on killing her family, even murdering her own mother, and Toji outright calls himself a monkey. This is also why Toji is referred to as the destroyer of destinies. There are 2 reasons for this. 1, Gege is making a thematic point here. The abusive power system built on othering and excluding children, among other things, doesn't actually provide the stability it promises. The center does not hold. The abuse of the system perpetuates and only leads to more destruction. Toji's outcasting isn't something that just hurt Toji alone. Everyone felt the consequences of it because the abusive system proliferates and only causes further destruction. The second reason is a Jungian idea of which the story is based on. Toji himself is much like a curse created by the actions of his family. If Mahito is created from the fear of humans have for each other and acts as the shadow of humanity, representing their dark side, Toji metaphorically represents the combined shadow and dark side of the Zen'in clan. In Watchmen, Rorschach monologues about how the accumulated filth of all of the abuses that happen in the city will one day rise up and affect everyone.
This city's afraid of me. I've seen its true face. The streets are extended gutters, and the gutters are full of blood. And when the drains finally scab over, vermin will drown. The accumulated filth of all their sex and murder will foam up around their waists. And all the whores and politicians will look up and shout, "Save us." And I'll whisper, "No."
This is expressing the same Jungian idea: a society that ignores these problems will only cause the muck to rise up further and further until it affects everyone. The Zen'in clan was a microcosm for the abuses of Jujutsu society as a whole. They weren't the only ones affected by their abuse, because abuse perpetuates. They endured it until they snapped, and then acted out that abuse. The Jungian idea puts forth that this sort of reckoning was always going to happen. As long as the Zen'in clan continues to create these outcasts in order to hold themselves up as superior, another Toji will happen. Toji and Maki also share the same flaw as people. Their abuse revolved around the idea of outcasting them for the rest of the family, bothering them, continually putting them down, and also, most likely, not even doing the job of raising them as children or providing them with the help they needed. We don't see much of it, but in the databook, apparently Toji regularly had cursed spirits sicked on him to mock him, and Maki was locked in the cursed spirit room as punishment. This taught them not only do they need to be strong on their own, but also in order to prove themselves that they both thought that they needed to be stronger than anyone else in the clan. Toji left Jujutsu society as a whole, whereas Maki just left the house, both of them with the motivation of proving themselves stronger than the people who looked down on them. This strong sense of individualism is their greatest strength, and also their weakness, as the situation is more complicated than being stronger than a bully. Maki and Toji are made to feel alone because of their abuse. However, neither Maki nor Toji suffer their abuse alone. Mai was abused right alongside Maki. They were both outcasts due to being twins. There's no point in arguing which of them had it worse, because Aogi was perfectly willing to kill both daughters right alongside each other. Maki does, and doesn't remember that Mai is right alongside her in her abuse. It's a bit complicated. I mention this because Mai stated the reason why she would have hated herself if she stayed inside that household with Maki. She put the pursuit of becoming a stronger sorcerer above her relationship with her sister. Maki later states, "I can't create a place where Mai would feel like she belongs." I don't believe that was always her intention from the start, that she secretly left the household for Mai's sake and wanted to get stronger to create a place where Mai belongs. Because Maki's always been really clear that she was doing it for her own sake. I think rather after the loss she suffered in Shibuya and also the fight she had with her sister at the school meet, that she came to change her mind and realized that she wasn't just in this alone. She changed her mind, that she wanted to go back and be together with Mai, but she didn't change it in time and tragedy struck. I mention this because Maki and Toji both share the same tragic flaw. Both of them have no idea how to be close to the people they love, so they end up pushing them away. The ones they love the most are continually distanced from them. Maki continually shows behavior of pushing away Mai, and in Toji's case, he does everything he can to try and show himself that he doesn't love his son, Megumi. Maki continually pushes away her sister, Mai. Mai reacts to getting pushed away in a not so healthy way. Toji full-on deadbeats his son. He doesn't raise him or participate in his life to the point where Megumi can't remember his face or his name at all. Toji did everything he could to try and give Megumi to someone else, anyone else other than him, and avoided his responsibility as a father. It doesn't come from malice on Toji and Maki's part, but rather it's a less savory aspect of their abuse. Both Toji and Maki believe themselves to be worthless and that they can't be accepted or loved. They internalize the way the clan has treated them. They are so isolated that this comes out in how they treated their closest loved ones. Their response is to always push them away and isolate themselves further. Toji narrates this. He chose to throw his son aside because he wanted to affirm himself and prove that he was better than Jujutsu society. Maki says to Mai that she left the house and left Mai because staying would have meant hating herself. They are both trying desperately to prove themselves as individually strong, to the point where loving anyone else, or even requiring that love from someone else, is a weakness. They prove they are strong by avoiding the vulnerability of loving someone else. Toji and Maki both try to separate themselves from their heart in order to become even more physically stronger, more physically gifted. For Toji, his heart was his son Megumi, who did everything to distance himself from, forgetting his name, selling him to the Zen'in clan, while at the same time, paradoxically, believing that he was somehow protecting Megumi and arranging for things that would have been better than just Toji stepping up as a father and taking care of him. At the same time, Maki pushes Mai away when Mai does not want that, and believes that also she can return to the clan and make it a safe place for her sister by being individually stronger than everyone else. They both approach their loved ones in this way, because they were taught that 1. They are unworthy of love, and they choose to get stronger by throwing away anything that might make them vulnerable, which is why Maki breaks so hard and lashes out at everyone when Mai is gone, because Maki believed that keeping Mai separate from herself and protecting her was the only way of showing love. However, Mai and Megumi are people. They're people entirely separate from Maki and Toji, and also affected by their actions. Megumi was neglected his entire life, whereas Mai didn't get to have a relationship with her sister and felt like she was worthless and only holding her sister back. This is the central idea of Toji and Maki's abuse narrative, that abuse is complicated and abuse proliferates and hurts people you don't even intend for it to hurt. It has consequences. Megumi suffers the consequences of the Zen'in family's abuse because it turned Toji into such an unfit and emotionally immature father. Mai was being abused right alongside Maki and even ended up dying from her abuser's hands as her father, Aogi, beat her half to death and locked her in a room. Now, as a consequence, Maki is lashing out at everything around her. That's also why the connection between Toji and Maki is drawn, to show that as long as the abusive institution still stands, it's still going to keep creating more outcasts like Toji and Maki. A spectacular analysis, and like I said before, I recommend you check out the original thread in the description. As for my take on Toji, I view him to be the foil to Gojo, someone who was blessed with the strongest curse technique, and Toji was the one who was denied cursed energy, but in return, he became truly free from the shackles of fate by breaking away from cursed energy, as control over reality did not affect him. His actions were truly his own and not restricted by the concept of curses. This is why he is able to so drastically alter the fate of everyone in the series with such simple actions, because cursed energy dictates what will be and constricts the fate of humanity into its own design. When Toji escaped that, his actions shattered the chains imposed on others. His selfishness is reflected on the rest of the story, as his own selfish acts cause a ripple of pain for others, whereas Maki's action, inversely, may have shown a ripple of positive events. Thank you for watching though. Like I said before, I'm not too well versed in Toji's narrative, however, I'd still very much like to talk about him, but again, make sure to check out the original thread, and I hope you all have a wonderful day.